Hello everybody and welcome back to the Crooked Hour. Today we're going to be doing a breakdown on each fight on the main card and a few on the prelims of UFC 280. Going to be going over who I'm picking. And yeah, I'm not going to be doing all the prelims. I'm started at the first fight that I'm really interested in. I'm not really dissing the other fights. Like, they're all good fights, of course, but I feel like this is where my main card starts. And it starts at Volkan Oezdemir versus Nikita Krylov. I feel like this is where it really starts. It really gets interesting. Sure, there's some other good matchups, like we've got Makhachev fighting and Petrosian fight, and they're all good fights, but I feel like this is where it really starts. This is where it really starts to heat up. Nikita Krylov versus Volkan Oezdemir. I've got Nikita Krylov, but I feel like this is a very good, close fight. I don't feel like either's going to get submitted here. There's a really good prop that I'm playing on this fight, and it is fight to end by KO, because Volkan showed really good submission defense in his last fight against Paul Craig, but he looks slow. Nikita Krylov, you've seen him finish Gustafsson in his last fight, and you've seen Volkan put up a good fight, and I feel like Volkan's chin's a little bit dusty. Nikita Krylov can be a little bit dusty at times too. Both people got really good KO power. Both people bring the pressure. I feel like somebody's getting finished here, and I feel like if I had to say who's getting finished, I'm going to have to say Oezdemir is going to get finished here. Nikita just looked better in his last performance. I know it's against different people. Paul Craig is a hard test, especially with his ground game. Volkan looked good, but he looked slow at the same time. Good ground defense. Don't think Nikita's going to get the sub. I feel like this fight's going to end in KO, and I feel like Nikita Krylov is going to get that KO in the second round. Should be a good fight though. Next up, Makhmud Muradov versus Caio Borralho. I really rate Borralho. I think that's how you say his name. I really rate him. I feel like he's going to get this one done. I'm big on this guy. I am big on this guy, and he's not 5'10". It says 5'10", but he's not 5'10". These two are going to be about the same size. Muradov's going to give him some problems on the feet, but I'm trusting Borralho to get this up to the ground, and I honestly think he can win this one by sub. Submission for Borralho is paying out like $6. I was like, points is paying out 2, which he'll probably win by points, but I'm going him by sub in the first round. He's going to get sub in the first round while he's fresh. He's going to get him to the mat, and he's just going to choke him out. Should be a good fight while it lasts, though. Muradov could give him some problems on the feet, though, but Borralho just really rated. Next up, Belal, remember the name, Muhammad versus Sean Brady. Now, I like Belal Muhammad. I like him because he's a funny meme, but it's kind of turned into me actually liking him. The decision master. And he's going to get another decision victory over Sean Brady. No, but this is a tough test for Belal. Sean Brady got better hands. Sean Brady got the ground game. And some people are saying, since they both have ground game, they're going to cancel each other out. But I believe Belal Muhammad is going to win 2 rounds to 1. He's going to get it to the ground, control Sean Brady with his top game. He's been working with Khabib. He's been working with that gang. I believe he's going to get this to the ground and control it. Land some little hammer fists. Last 2 rounds, I believe he's going to win. I believe Sean Brady's going to win the first round just by his striking and defending some takedowns. But Muhammad, he's going to keep the pressure, keep the takedowns constant, and he's going to get Sean Brady down and keep him down there. Few submission attempts from Sean Brady. Belal Muhammad's going to be like, nah, I ain't having that. Two last rounds to Belal via control. He's going to give Sean Brady his first loss, and Belal Muhammad on top, baby. Belal Muhammad on top. The decision master going to get another decision victory over Sean Brady. Katlyn Chookagian versus Manon Fiorot. I think I said that right. Fiorot's going to dust her, bro. Fiorot's just going to dust her. Chookagian's got a height advantage, reach advantage. But Fiorot's just better. She's just better. Chookagian's going to try and outpoint Fiorot. Fiorot's just going to try and knock her head off. I think Fiorot's going to get this one done by first. Actually, I'm going to go by third round KO. I feel like she's going to get this one done by third round KO. Blast her with body kicks. Blast her with straight punches. Chookagian's going to be having the similar output, but I feel like Fiorot's going to be landing the slightly better strikes. And she's going to eventually wear her down and TKO her in the third round. 10-1. Chookagian's going to be going to 18-5. I feel like Fiorot's a real deal, and I'm not going to stop believing that until she loses. I'm betting on her all the way. Fiorot's going to get this one done. I'm probably butchering that last name the whole time, but she's going to get this one done by a third round TKO KO. Gamrot versus Dariush. I think Gamrot's going to get this one done. I was on Dariush at the start, but thinking about it, I have a bad taste in my mouth about Gamrot because I feel like Armin got robbed. I mean, it's not Gamrot's fault, but I feel like he got robbed. It was a very close fight, but I still would have hedged it to Armin. But I feel like Armin would dust Dariush. So then I think Gamrot arguably beat Armin. Well, he did, but in my eyes, arguably beat Armin. I feel like he's just going to be too much. His cardio's going to be too much. I reckon he's got better grappling. I reckon he's got better stand-up. I reckon he's just slightly better everywhere. He's like Dariush, but on steroids. Like, he's slightly better everywhere. Slightly better version of Dariush. Is that fair to say? Cardio better. Striking better. Grappling better. Dariush might have better jiu-jitsu, though. But I feel like Gamrot's wrestling is going to cancel that out. I'm going Gamrot by decision here against Beneil Dariush. Next up, Petr Yan versus Sean O'Malley. I've got Sean O'Malley. He's going to dust Petr Yan. Petr Yan getting straight dusted by Sean O'Malley. No. But I saw, I think it's UFC Gambling Addict. Shout out to him. Love his show. He was saying, and it's correct, Petr Yan, how many times does Petr Yan win a first round? Barely ever. I feel like Sean O'Malley going to win the first and the second. Petr Yan's going to pick it up in the third. The third round's going to be shaky for O'Malley, I do believe. Going to be shaky for O'Malley. He might even get hurt. He might even get dropped. But I feel like Sean O'Malley's got good enough ground game to survive even if he does get dropped. And I don't see Petr Yan hitting him with a clean enough shot to just put him straight out. You know what I mean? I could see him grazing him with a shot and hurting him. But to land a flush shot on Sean O'Malley, I feel like it's a hard task to do. I feel like Sean O'Malley, he's going to get this one done as an underdog, I believe it. Petr Yan could just as easily get this one done. I would hedge it to Petr Yan. Don't get that twisted. But for the odds, riding with Sean O'Malley, it's a fun pick. You know, you got to have a little bit of fun with this stuff, you know. This is a fun card to play. You play it for fun, and you play it slightly for better. And that's how I play this stuff. So I'm going to Sean O'Malley with the dog. You know, got a reach advantage, height advantage. I feel like he's just a bit tricky. He's going to be a bit tricky for Yan. Especially that first round. Tricky, confusing Yan. Second round, it's going to be a bit closer, but I feel like Sean O'Malley can hedge it. I just hope he puts out a little bit more output compared to what he put out in his last fight. I wasn't that happy with his output in that fight. I was kind of like, come on, you could be doing more here, but he just wasn't. He was just getting leg kicked, and he was checking him, but he was getting leg kicked. So I hope for a bit more output here, and I feel like he can get it done. 2-1. Sean O'Malley, unanimous decision. Aljamain Sterling versus TJ Dillashaw. This is a close fight, but I'm going to go Aljamain Sterling. I really think he's underrated. Aljamain Sterling after that acting performance. I feel like he's really improved too. Like, compared to the first Yan fight to the next Yan fight, I feel like he's shown improvements. And I feel like he's going to be a little bit of a problem for TJ Dillashaw. TJ Dillashaw, definitely the more technical fighter. But I think Aljamain Sterling just mixes up his striking with his wrestling so good. And I could just see him... I see him finishing TJ Dillashaw by a submission at some point in the later rounds, third or fourth round. Or I don't see him KO on TJ Dillashaw, but TJ Dillashaw's looking in good shape. I feel like this is going to be a competitive fight. I just feel like Aljamain Sterling is going to be the better grappler. Close on the feet. I'm going to slightly edge it to Aljamain Sterling by third round submission after a back and forth fight. Now we go to the main event. Charles Oliveira versus Islam Makhachev. I feel like Islam's going to get it done. You Charles fans, some of you Charles fans are crazy. Like, straight up. Some of you guys are crazy. I understand. I'm a big fan of Charles. Islam though, bro. I just thought Charles was going to be on top for a bit more before Islam got the shot. I believe he should have done more to get this shot. But Islam's going to be I feel like he's a bad matchup for Charles. But Charles is also a bad matchup for Islam. It's hard. It is a hard one because I feel like Islam's top pressure and his top game, I don't think he's going to get submitted by Charles Oliveira, but I say that and Charles Oliveira will probably submit him. I'm very conflicted on this fight because while I think Charles has the jiu-jitsu to cancel out Islam, I feel like Islam's wrestling is enough to cancel out Charles' jiu-jitsu. On the feet, it's close. I feel like a lot of people are underestimating Islam's stand-up, and as we all know Charles has a good stand-up, but I feel like Islam's kicks could cause Charles a few problems here. Charles has got good kicks of his own, as you know, the teeps, but I feel like Islam, he's got some nice kicks. He's got some nice spinning kicks. I feel like the first round's going to be stand-up battle. I don't see Islam shooting on Charles while they're fresh in the first round. I see Charles shooting on Islam, if I'm honest, but I don't think he's going to get it. But first round's going to be stand-up battle. Probably hedge it to Charles Oliveira, though. Very close round. And then I feel like that's when Islam starts going for takedowns, starts getting up some control time, starts getting up some ground and pound. Charles will have some moments where he nearly cinches up a submission, gets out of it, they're back on the feet. Islam round. And then I feel like from there, Islam starts to slowly take over. Charles slowly starts to get more and more hurt. You know, he has moments. Maybe he even drops Islam at one point. I don't think he will, but you never know. I feel like Islam wins this one by fourth round TKO or submission. I can't decide whether it's going to be a TKO or submission because I could just see him on top, landing some good punches, and either Charles gives up a position or Islam just keeps punching. But it's a good fight. 50, 55, 45 is what I hedge it to Islam. But it's a good fight. Charles could equally get it done by submission in the first round, honestly. It's either going to be a first round or second round submission by Charles or Islam by a late round finish. I don't see this one going to a decision. No way. Anyway, it should be a banger card. I really like this card. I mean, everybody does. Should be a banger. It starts at 1 in the morning my time, so I'm going to be doing an all-nighter. Staying up. I'm going to be watching this card. I cannot miss it, The prelims are great. I mean, Makhachev, I'm excited to see that fight. Second guy on the card. I mean, fire card. I'm not missing this card. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys have fun with your picks and your betting. And as always, have a good one.
Eternal is fucking bad.